Question the last couple of days, and someone asked me, what are these key leadership competencies that I need to get attuned to? In other words, what do I need to know in order for me to become an influencer, in order for me to become a leader? What do I need to learn? Because we've been talking about the leadership journey, and that journey is about you discovering your purpose, fulfilling your purpose, and becoming the guy that leads you. We said in order for you to lead yourself, you need to develop yourself. In order for you to develop yourself, you need to know yourself. So what are these areas? Just like a glimpse. And my cousin asked me, Joel, what are these traits? What are these characteristics of a leader? What do I need to know? And for me, having learned leadership now for the last 14, 15 years, I wanted really just to break it down and share with you, after all the learning that I have done, what are these key things you need to know? And I break them down into 3 C's. And I call them the 3 C's of influence. Why influence? Because leadership, if you think about it, leadership is about influence. Who is the person who is disadvantaged? It's the man who is walking somewhere, thinking that he has people following him, and he's only by himself. John Maxwell says, if you think that you lead, and you have no one following you, you're only taking a walk. And the thing about leadership is that eventually, when all is said and done, the leader is the one who is able to cause people to want to do what he wants done because they want to do it. Get me clearly. The leader has an idea, a vision, a place we should go to. And the people can see that's where we need to go. But influence really is about the leader coming alongside the people and saying, I believe that's where we need to go. And for the people to feel a rising up within themselves that says, sure, that's where we need to go. And we're willing to pay the price, to commit, to do whatever it takes in order for us to reach there. The leader has become an influencer. Influence connotes the idea that there is no force being exerted. It connotes the idea that persuasion is taking place. I love to use this analogy that when drivers are arrested by the police because they were driving when they are drunk, they say they were driving under the influence of alcohol. This presupposes that influence is an unseen force. Otherwise, they should have a special type of what are this thing called? Handcuffs for influence. Like, hey, stop the car. Influence, come outside here. You're the one who is causing this driver to drive like that. Come here, let's arrest you, take you. But there is no such thing, because influence is an unseen force. And when the driver is imbibing some drink, it begins to influence him on the inside and causes him to do what he ordinarily would not do, but because he's in a certain state, predisposed, he begins to do in a certain way. Influence speaks of an unseen force. Influence speaks of getting people to come alongside you to do what you believe, because they are also persuaded in who you are as a person, that they can follow your vision, your dream, and your goal. Now, that is normally a conversation I hold with organizations as I train them on leadership, on management, on how to get the best performance with the people that you're working with as you're working in teams. The conversation we're having here today in the 21 days of purpose and leadership is not so much about how do you lead other people. It has always been for us. And now, how do I lead myself? And if you look clearly, the ability for you to influence yourself, in order for you to move in the direction of the vision, of the goals, of the assignment that has been created for you to step and walk into, there are certain characteristics. I'm calling them the 3 C's, and I'll give them to you in a moment. I'll give you what the 3 C's are just now, in order for you to influence yourself to move in a certain direction. And what happens is that influence begins to rub onto other people, and they find you as a leader that they can come to and follow. This is what I love about what John Maxwell says. He says, when people find a leader that they can believe in, they will tune into the vision that the leader has. In other words, people first believe in the leader. People first believe in the leader. People first believe in the capability of someone to take a nation somewhere. I don't know about politics so much, but when I look globally, I see that once people kind of buy into a certain individual, whatever ideology they bring to the table, they're more likely to flow with it. And so people first believe in the leader, and then they begin to identify what vision does this leader have. I'm diverting here. Let me get back to my subject. The 3 C's of influence. What are these things that you need to know as a leader in order for you to become influencer of self, influencer in the relationships that you are in, and one who goes to achieve at a very high level? Now, I'm going to break this down for you by giving you the 3 C's of influence. Hey, forgive me, I love circles. I just love being creative. I think it's a good way of expressing some of the ideas that I have. And I think it just drives the point home because people can clearly understand what we're talking about. Let me just zoom that in a little bit there. Okay? So the 3 C's of influence. What do you need to know as a leader? Edwin, my friend, I see you. Long-time friend. Timothy, thank you so much. What do you need to know in order for you to become a great leader? In order for you to earn respect with people? In order for people to follow you, in order for you to rise to the top of the mountain that you are created for. I'm going to break them down for you. The first circle, which is on the outside, is competence. The first C is competence. And this speaks of excellence. It speaks of the ability to do great work. It speaks of the ability to know your skill, to know your craft, to be a master of your trade. That's what competence speaks of. The second one is connection. Connection is just the ability to care for the things that matter, to connect with people at the heart, to understand people, to feel with people, to step into people's shoes and identify with them. For the personal level, it's just the ability to just go in and to be so connected and to be so attuned with who you are, what your abilities are, what your passions are, what your values are in life, what it is that you stand for, and to be so consumed and so in the space of self-awareness about who you are, caring, what do you care for, and to be so clear and aware about that. I'm going to break this down for you as we go along. The last C, which is right in the bottom here, is character. Character. So, the 3 C's of influence. In order for you to influence yourself, and also anyone, for you who is watching me and you're in an organization, lead a team, if you have competence, if you have connection, if you have character, C, people will follow you because you have become an influencer. Now, this is the science of leadership. This is the science of leadership. Now, let me break it down for you a little bit further. Coming back to influence here, and I'll go back there. What is the one thing that you need in order for people to follow you? It is influence. But how do you build influence? One big word that has been misused in our days and times now. In order for you to build influence, the foundation for influence is this word. Can you read it with me? Trust is the foundation of influence. If you can get people to trust you, you will influence them. Let me give you a practical scenario here. And I want us to probably work from the outside in so that you can see how you begin to influence other people and then what capabilities you need to develop. The 3 key questions that anyone in life is asking at any given point are these. Number 1, anyone you meet in life is asking one or all the 3 of these 3 questions. The first question regards to competence. Can you help me? Can you help me? That's the first question that anyone in life you meet is asking. Can you help me? Can you help me? That's the first question. It connects with competence. In other words, skills, abilities. Can you help me? Can you help me? The second question that regards to connection is, do you care? That's the question that regards to connection. Do you care? That's the heart question. Do you care? The third question, which regards to character, is, can I trust you? Anytime you meet with anyone in life, for whatever reason, they are asking one or all the 3 of these 3 questions. Whether you're walking into a boardroom, you want to present an idea, you want to get business, the guys in the boardroom are sitting there and they're asking, can you help us achieve the goal? Do you care about what we value in this organization? And can we trust you with all the things that we want to do in this organization? That is the big question that everyone is asking. And so, if you ask these questions, it's a question about trust. Can you help us? Can we trust you? And the moment people can answer yes, and they believe that yes, this is a trustworthy person, this is someone that I can trust, that can help me, immediately you gain influence. Why is it that you would go and lie? Back to the 3 C's here. Why is it that you would go and lie on a table and have someone who you never seen, you never know, tell you that we're going to cut open your stomach or we're going to open your brain. You have something, we need to fix it. My name is Dr. Surgeon. I'll fix you up and then I'll sew back your head in place. I'll sew your intestines. And then you stand up and say, wow, thank you so much, doc. You've never seen them. You've never met them. The reason why you trust them is because you know that they can help you. They are competent at their craft and at what they do. This is one of the ways to build influence and to gain influence with people. If you can get people to know that you can help them, you gain a certain level of influence. Walk with me here. The second question is, do you care? It's a question about connection. It's a question about, being there in the space of people. One of the things that I've noticed about our country and, the politics that we are in, and I look globally at the things that are happening, but let me use the example of Kenya, which is something that I know is very relevant here. One of the gentlemen who became a senator last year is the governor right now, Mike Mbuvi Sonko. And the question that I ask, and by the way, this is nothing politics. This is a leadership conversation. Your leadership students with me right now. The question that I ask is, at that time when he was vying for the seat of a senator, was he the most competent man for the race? The answers I get are no, and I know he wasn't. Was he the man with the greatest character for the race? No, he wasn't. What is it that he had that caused the masses that voted him into that position to say, this is our man? We will put in the vote for him. What is it that caused him to influence those masses? It is his ability to show that he cares. He will walk into a hospital with bundles of money and say, pay for all the women that have delivered babies and they don't have money to go home. Pay for them, let them go. Let me give them money for food. The people who are in those spaces are like, I don't care about this guy and I don't even know where he gets his money. But when I needed help, he helped me. We've lost power here, but we'll continue. Hey, the power is back. But he continued in the moment really to help people and to get them to see that he cares. Every time there's a water outage, he has trucks that will go and deliver water. Every time there's a fire, he's fast on the scene. Every time someone has a situation, the guy is going to be there. Please don't go political with me. Come back. This is a leadership conversation. Do you care as a leader? Can you connect with the people at the heart? Can you connect with people at the heart? Where they say, you know what? We don't care about all these other people, but we know this man has helped us. It's the ability to connect with people. Do you care? People trust you when you connect with them at the heart and show them, hey, I feel you. I'm with you. I can journey with you. I've been where you are. I connect with you. Think about the boss who calls an employee and says, hello, why are you not at the office today? And the guy says, oh, I didn't even sleep yesterday. My wife is unwell. She's just been taken to the hospital and I've just been called by the house help. They tell me that my daughter is also unwell. I need to go and pick her. I think I'm going to be late. I didn't call you. And the boss says, who do you think you are? You think this is your company? That you can come in at any time you want? Blah, 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 blah. And they go on and go on and go on and go on. The guy may stop what he's doing and go back to work, but he's completely disconnected from that environment. He will never listen to this boss because he knows this guy doesn't care about the things that I care about. If he tells me to go up the mountain, I won't. I'll just do enough not to get fired. If he tells me to go overtime, I'll just do the least possible. But when you can connect with people and say, wow, the things you care about, I care about. The things that trouble you, I think I want to be in your space. I may not do much, but I just want to stand with you in the rain. Those are the people that says, you know what, this guy is stood there with me. And whatever he asks me to do, whatever hour of the night he calls me, I will go out and I will deliver at a high level. Why? Because I know he cares. It's the subject of leadership. Let's come to the last C, which is character. If people can trust you, if you can connect with people and they know that you are a man of character, you are a man of integrity, whatever you say is what you do, whatever you do, you stand for that, they can begin to trust you. And again, going back to what we're saying here, if people can trust you, you can influence them. It's a simple game as that. And so in order for you to become a great leader, first even with self, you need to develop influence. And for you to develop influence, it comes from developing character, competence, and then connection. Character, connection, and then competence. Now, as you interact with people, this is the flow. You move from the outside towards the inside. That's the flow. You move from the outside towards the inside. The moment you meet with someone on the street, say, hi, how are you? My name is Benjamin. Yes, my name is Kelly. How are you, my Kelly? Yeah, good, good. And we just connect at the peripheral. And maybe it's in a conference. And I've met this guy. He's just come off stage. He's competent. He spoke so mightily. Amazing. The guy was dropping principles like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Amazing stuff. You begin to connect with that person at the competence level. It's like, this is a guy who can help me. This is a guy who can, help me achieve I can become a great speaker. I can move to that place. So we're beginning to be influenced. And remember, every time people walk up to you and tell you, wow, that was a great presentation. I loved what you did. Can I have your contact? You've already influenced them. That's why they are coming to you. Now, if you're going to lose that influence, it's going to be because of the things that you do next. Are you going to show that you care? Are you going to be, seen over time as a man of character, as a man who is consistent, that what you actually say is what you do and all that kind of stuff? That's what you need to build up. That's the first level. That's really at the peripheral. You connect with your doctor more so, probably because they are competent, they are good at what they do. You go to a certain salon because they are competent, and so they influence you to walk there. Don't go anywhere else, come here. You go to a certain restaurant because they do their food well, they are competent. They do it well. They have the skill, the excellence, to do what it is that they've been called to do, what it is that they profess to do. The second level, as we begin to interact with people, is connection, where we begin to identify that these people actually care about the things that we care about. That's the second level. And as you get into this level, influence develops and deepens. In other words, if you had just influenced me like 0.3, you begin to influence me at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 here being the highest. So connection, really, knowing that people care, knowing that people have a heart, is the best way. Is the best way for you to continue to influence people. You've probably had stories of, politicians who went off the stage and they gave a good speech like, we really care about the women, we really want to help these people, this is so bad, our country, blah blah blah, my heart goes for these people, and everything and they go on and rant about their speech about how competent they are and eloquent and how they'll help people. But the moment they get off stage, they forgot to switch off the mic and they said, I don't care about these bastards, these people, they always just drain my energy. I don't care for this filthy, raggish, poor, useless, whatever that may be. People are like, oh! Instantly, the influence, poof, like hot air, just disappears in there, just like that, because of the ability to like you show like I don't care, and people see beyond the competence. Now, that's the first level. That's the second level. The third level, at the most intimate place, is where you develop character with people, where they know what you say and what you do are the same. If you promise something, you'll do it. If you say I'll be there at 4 p.m., you're there at 4 p.m. If you can't be there, you call in advance and say, I'm very sorry. You honor people. You recognize the value in others and you treat them as such. Not because of the status or the car they're driving or the estate they're coming from or the work they do, but just respecting people for who they are and connecting with them authentically allows you to build influence. This is the stuff that you need in life to move forward. The guy who is a salesman needs to develop influence. Yes, I'm good at my craft. I connect and know what my clients want, and I have character. If I told you I'll bring you this kind of a quality, I'll bring it. Does it work? It always works. The mechanic who gets most clients is the one who knows his craft, understands what his clients want, and has character. He's not going to do fishy deals under the car there. He will give you legit stuff. He'll call you and say, you know what? I've looked at your car. I don't think there's a big problem. There was just a bolt. I tightened it. You know what? I don't have to charge you 1,000 and 10,000. Just give me what you will, because I just realized your car doesn't have a problem. That's the guy that gets the vehicle owner to say, come, I've never seen a man like this who has told me an amazing thing about, and you begin to build influence with people. This is how you build influence. So, in the space of personal leadership, how does this look like? As far as competence is concerned, you as an individual, if you're going to become a leader, you need to develop the muscles for problem-solving skills, okay? Those are the things that you need to develop, problem-solving skills. You need to become a man who takes initiative, a man or a woman who takes initiative. I told you leadership is about taking initiative. It's about taking the first step. It's about owning the deal and saying, I'm going to go fast. I will do what is required of me. This is what we're talking about. In order for you to become competent, you also need to become focused. You also need to have what? Skill. And to develop your skill, okay? You also need to have commitment. You need to have commitment. You need to have responsibility. You need to be a responsible person. And that connects again with everything that we're talking about here. Excellence. My mentor told me excellence is not a gift. It's a habit. You develop it. So don't say, wow, me, I'm not gifted in excellence. You develop it. And so this is really what competence is all about. Okay? This is about becoming better at your craft every day. Becoming skillful. The Word of God says, or Paul is saying to Timothy, and says, study to show yourself an approved workman before God, who needs not to be ashamed. As we become skillful, as we study, as we develop our skill, we become competent. We attract a certain market, kings, and that allow us to serve in that space. The second thing is connection. What do you need to do as an individual? You need to develop emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is very important. Okay? This is a set of skills and competencies that help you really connect with people's emotions and to know how to regulate oneself, to know what others are feeling, to know what you're feeling, and to manage relationships. There are 5 competencies around that. Charisma is very important. Charisma is not really so much about nice suits and eloquence. It's really being other people centered. Whenever you show up in a meeting, it's really you want to focus more on the other person. You want to focus more on what is it that they want, what is it that they need, why are they here, how can I serve them, what can I do to move their agenda forward. You know, adults, they really love to talk about themselves, and whenever you're showing up into a space where you allow adults to speak about themselves and to talk about what it is that is important to them, you just unlock the codes. You just broken the password. The guys will just connect with you. They leave the meeting saying, wow, that guy is a nice communicator. Yet they talk the whole time. Irene, I see you there. Thank you. Generosity. Okay? And generosity really has to do with our ability to connect with other people. To connect with what it is that they are going through. Okay? Passion. Passion is from the inside. It's renewed daily. And it's important for us to connect with what it is that we are doing. Okay? Understanding of self and others. Understanding of self. Very much connected to emotional intelligence. How do you develop connecting? Listening skills. Very important. One word I would use to probably crown this whole deal is relationships. That's key. In order for you to become great as a leader, you need to have charisma, generosity, build listening skills, relationship, understanding, passion. What did I miss? I missed one. Communication. Communication. The ability to pass your ideas across, the ability to persuade other people with your message, with what it is that you feel very strongly about. All these are involved in the space of connecting with people. Connection is key. Let's come to the inside where it really matters, which is character. Right here, again, I will put initiative. Okay, there's something about character there. I'm going to put discipline. Oh, you must develop discipline. My goodness. You must have a teachable heart. Okay, teachability. Attitude is right here. Look at your attitude. Okay. What else? Servanthood. Courage. What else did I miss? Commitment. It also shows up there. Okay. Transparency. Honesty. Integrity. All these are key areas to develop as a leader so that you can develop character on the inside. There probably are more areas that you need to look at, competencies that you need to develop as far as character is concerned, connection is concerned, and competence is concerned. But if you're going to become a master in the area of your industry, influence at the highest level, you need to develop competence, connection, and character. And these are things that we do at a personal level. Every day, I'm developing my character. I'm looking at myself and saying, Benjamin, why did you do that? I was lousy. That's not good character. And I form that and I develop that. And when I show up in front of people, it's an expression of who I already am and who I have already developed myself to be. So you have to develop your character. You have to develop your connection. And you have to develop your competence in order for you to build influence with people. Leadership is about influencing people, getting people to move from one place to the other. Now, how does this connect to self again? If you are not able to develop influence, or rather character, you'll not be in a position to influence yourself. You'll not be able to have the discipline to get yourself to move forward, the initiative to get out there. The connection here, the ability to articulate, the ability to be self-aware, the ability to have charisma, generosity, passion, understanding, and just building listening skills. This is going to be hard for you to move yourself forward. I think of myself in terms of when I'm leading myself and getting to spaces where I need to know myself, and I create times of personal reflection. And times of personal reflection really are times when I just want to be tuned in to what is happening in my life. I want to be tuned in to what is happening in my space internally. I want to feel, what am I passionate about? How is my energy level today? And from that place, the ability to connect with self, I can lead myself. That speaks of emotional intelligence. The ability just to connect with what's going on in my space. And how do I really navigate from where I am to where I need to be? One of the things that I've just remembered that I did not put in the competence place here is vision, which is very critical for leadership. The ability to just have a picture of where you're going to be tomorrow and how you're going to move from here to there. John, I see you so much. Thank you. Competence is very critical in the space of growing your leadership skills. I tell you many times, no one opens a drawer and picks a blunt knife. And so every day, I want to become the sharpest knife in my industry. So I'm developing my skill. I'm doing everything possible to become a master in my craft. I'm going for courses on how to use a flip chart. I'm going for courses on my voice. I'm going for courses on projecting self. I'm going for courses on how to present ideas. I'm going for courses on how to deliver content consistently for 3 hours, for 6 hours. I'm going for courses on curriculum development. I'm developing my gift. I'm developing my ability. And I'm becoming more competent day by day, day by day, day by day. And as I serve and continue to be at high levels of skill, where I am approved of God, I need not be ashamed. And that's what skill does. As you develop your skill, you do not need to be ashamed because you are an approved workman. So develop your competence. And there are all these skills around that. Develop your connection at a personal level, but also see how it also reflects on the world out there. Develop your character and your ability just to be attuned in to who you are. The lights are back flooding me here. And just to be attuned in to who you are, develop your character, develop your discipline every day. One of the quotes I love that I'm going to leave with you here, he said, discipline starts when the alarm clock goes off. Discipline starts when the alarm clock goes off. We all have 24 hours. What do you pack in your suitcase of 24 hours? Do you just have 3 or 4 t-shirts? Or do you pack that thing with ability, time for growth, time for development, working, putting in the energy in order for you to become of value to your environment? What is it that you do? And that all comes back to competence here. Time management skills, problem solving skills, we talked about that. And there's more. But I wanted you really today just to get attuned to this idea that in order for you to become an influencer, to become a leader, you need to develop trust with people. So that anytime they ask, can you help me? Do you care? And can I trust you? They can say yes, yes, yes. And you build influence and open doors to get into greater levels of influence. Thank you so much.